Good evening, folks. Welcome into our own little country corner right here. You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com. Would like to thank our very special sponsors for making all of this possible for each and every one of you. Cowboys Nightclub, thank you so much. Julian's Po' Boys, El Paso Mexican Grill. Live and local Acadiana. You guys are just incredible. If you get a chance, go check out our great sponsors. On the show this evening, the one and only Mr. Ken Holloway, a 5-time Grammy nominee, and he's had 16 number one singles in the Christian country world, and we have him for you here tonight. It's going to be interesting. Definitely one of those don't want to miss interviews. Coming up, we'll kick things off right now with Ken Holloway. And we'll get to a whole lot more music. And this is our own little corner of country music. Thank you so much for hanging out.
You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com.
I was raised down in Louisiana, down on the Black Bayou. Got our swamps and alligators, and we love our crawfish too. We got that filet gumbo all running through our veins. It's our feet a dancing with, we hear that fiddle play. We love to hear that Cajun music down at the Federal door, and dancing with our sweethearts and just letting the good times roll. We know it's God first and then our family and friends. Yeah, it's kinda hard to explain, it's just a Louisiana thing. Now we're the kind of folks who play hard, but man, we work hard too. We never think about giving up and take pride in what we do. How we love our kind of living, old-fashioned maybe so, but that's the way Mom and Daddy did a long, long time ago. We love to hear that Cajun music down at the Federal door, and dancing with our sweethearts and just letting the good times roll. We know it's God first and then our family and friends. Yeah, it's kinda hard to explain, it's just a Louisiana thing. We love to hear that Cajun music down at the Federal door, and dancing with our sweethearts and just letting the good times roll. We know it's God first and then our family and friends. It's kinda hard to explain, it's just a Louisiana thing. It's kinda hard to explain, y'all, it's just a Louisiana thing.
Fuzzy's Country Corner, Ken Holloway there with Louisiana Thing on RadioLouisiana.com. Tonight's show brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub. Special mention this Sunday. Go check them out over there. They're going to have Swamp Pop legends Warren Storm and Willie T over at Cowboys. Make your plans to go on out there for that. It's a no smoking event. Coming up next, we talk to Ken Holloway. Right now, from Sarepta, Louisiana, here's Trace Adkins and his Capitol Records release, This Ain't No Thinking Thing, on RadioLouisiana.com.
I've been thinking about our love situation, all this attraction in the present tense. I've reached the only logical conclusion: love ain't supposed to make sense. This ain't no thinking thing, right brain, left brain, it goes a little deeper than that. It's a chemical, physical, emotional devotion, passion that we can't hold back. There's nothing that we need to analyze. There ain't no rhyme or reason why. 'Cause this ain't no thinking thing. Forget mathematical equations, self-help psychology. Gray matter don't matter much, darling, when it's getting down to you and me. Oh, this ain't no thinking thing, right brain, left brain, it goes a little deeper than that. It's a chemical, physical, emotional devotion, passion that we can't hold back. There's nothing that we need to analyze. There ain't no rhyme or reason why. 'Cause this ain't no thinking thing. There's nothing that we need to analyze. There ain't no rhyme or reason why. 'Cause this ain't no thinking thing. This ain't no thinking thing. This ain't no thinking thing, girl, no.
Back to Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com.
You're in Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com. Joining us in the Country Corner this week, the one and only Mr. Ken Holloway.
Fuzzy, how are you, my friend?
Man, it's so great and so weird because we've been friends for so long that we're finally getting to sit down and get to know more about the artist Ken Holloway.
We don't ever get to do this because every time we see each other, we're at a show and we don't ever get to talk. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right, because you don't talk at shows, you listen to the music.
That's right.
So Ken, what's been happening with you, man?
We have been playing a lot musically. Life is good. We're playing as much as we want to play, which is what artists strive for. You know what I mean? Life is good. I got 3 brand new grandbabies and I got 3 little granddaughters. Got a brand new one that's a week and a half old, 2 weeks old now, and so life is good, brother. Just moving in that chapter where life slows down a little bit, and it's good.
Well, you know, you talk about life slowing down. Let's talk about how life got cranked up. What was it like in the beginning? Tell us a little bit about the story of Ken Holloway.
In the beginning, you know, a lot of people don't know this. I was a young singer singing with River Road when Jeff Dugan was in Nashville with Warner Brothers, and I got a call late one night from Brother John, who was the DJ there, and Keith called and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, man, I'm getting ready to go to bed." He said, "Put your boots on, get your butt down here, and get up here and sing." I said, "What?" He said, "Jeff's been gone. He's in Nashville. He'll be gone for a while, and the band just needs somebody else to get up there and sing." And so that's who I started with, you know, and I jumped up with those guys. They're incredible musicians, and I tell this all the time. I've been blessed with great musicians my whole career, and that's how it started off. So when Jeff came back and started playing, you know, I was the young kid that would get up there, do a whole set, and Jeff will tell you a story of me and him, but don't believe it. It's not, none of it's true. Okay, maybe it is. But anyway, that's another story.
Okay, well, since you want to talk about it, let's talk about it.
Jeff tells the story, and every time he meets up with somebody and tells the story and I'm there, somebody texts me and said, safe. What happened one night, we had Cowboys, and I drank, that's what I was drinking, drank a little too much, and he called me up to sing a set, and I ran up on the stage going to make a Garth Brooks appearance, and I slipped and hit the drums with my head and fell over, and Jeff gets on a microphone and screams, safe! And so, this is the story he tells, doggone it, and I'll never live it down. But it's one of the funniest moments of my life.
Fuzzy's Country Corner will be right back. RadioLouisiana.com.
Cowboys.
Thursday night, live on the Cowboy stage, it's Hunter Corville. Ladies get in free till 10, get 3 free drinks until 11. $10 can beer and Wells till 10:30. Friday night, live on the Cowboy stage, it's Hot Rockin' Zydeco with Cedrell Ballou live at Cowboy. Saturday night, get ready, cause country comes to town. Dustin Saunier and the Wanted return to Cowboys this Saturday night.
People like me that give people like me a bad.
And Sunday, a very special no smoking show. Doors open at 3. The show starts at 4. Swamp Pop legends Willie T and Warren Storm live on the Cowboy stage this Sunday.
I don't want to know.
Take I-10 to exit 100, Ambassador Caffrey.
Cowboys, your country connection. Cowboys, your country connection. Cowboys.
Proper dress and valid ID required. Are you looking for live music, events, and festivals in Louisiana? Then you're in the right place. It's all here at liveandlocalacadiana.com. All Louisiana, all the time. liveandlocalacadiana.com. If you want Mexican food, you may want to find an El Paso Mexican Grill. So tasty, so authentic, with specials every Monday through Thursday and live music on the patio on Fridays and Saturdays. It's the best happy hour in Acadiana with 2-for-1 margaritas. Find a location today at elpasomex.com. That's elpasomex.com.
Catch Fuzzy's Country Corner right here on RadioLouisiana.com Thursday evenings from 5 to 7.
Join me every Thursday night right here on RadioLouisiana.com as we talk to country music's greatest artists. Who will we have next week? Keep checking online and we'll show you. RadioLouisiana.com.
Music submissions should be sent to Fuzzy at RadioLouisiana.com.
Friend, it's good to see you too. That rumor you've been hearing, it's sad, but it's true. Jill finally walked out, she don't love me anymore. Thought my whole world would end with the slamming of the door. It's gonna take a little Jack to get me over Jill. I'm not gonna quit drinking until I either lose her memory or my mind. Bartender set 'em up for me, one shot at a time. I'm gonna sit on this old bar stool until they drag me out of here. It's gonna take a little Jack to get me over Jill. Called my dad on the telephone. He said, boy, you can't stay there in that big old house alone. I thought I'd drown my sorrows in an ice cold beer, but I needed something stronger, friend, that's why I'm here. It's gonna take a little Jack to get me over Jill. And I'm not gonna quit drinking until I either lose a memory or my mind. Bartender set 'em up for me, one shot at a time. I'm gonna sit on this old bar stool until they drag me out of here. It's gonna take a little Jack to get me over Jill. to get me over Jill. And I'm not gonna quit drinking until I either lose the memory or my mind. Bartender set 'em up for me, one shot at a time. I'm gonna sit on this old bar stool until they drag me out of here. It's gonna take a little jack to get me over Jill. It's gonna take a little jack to get me over Jill.
Dustin Saunier and The Wanted right there on RadioLouisiana.com. You're in Fuzzy's Country Corner. More with our interview with Ken Holloway in just a couple of minutes. Right now, we're going to kick it back old school. Here's a little something called A11 on Fuzzy's Country Corner.
I just came in here from force of habit. I don't intend to spend too much time in here. But I saw you heading for the jukebox, and if you play A11, there's gonna be tears. I don't know you from Adam, but if you're gonna play the jukebox, please don't play A11. This used to be our favorite night spot, and when she was here, it was heaven. It was here that she told me that she loved me, and we always played A11. I don't know you from Adam, but if you're gonna play the jukebox, please don't play A11.
To Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com.
Sorry, bro. It's still funny. I'm just saying. So, Jeff Dugan comes back, and, you know, there you are singing with his band. And, you know, what happened next?
Jeff came back, and he was he's a pro, man. He just is. And so he you know, I'm a little younger than Jeff, and Jeff just gave me my space and let me play with those guys. Until it came upon time, he just said, "You're ready. You're just ready." And broke out on my own, did it for a while, and had just a life-changing experience. I just did. I was heading down the wrong road. Had a wife who had been laying up many nights praying for me when I was out playing, and just had an experience with God that just changed me forever. And my focus in music started changing. I wanted to write more positive stuff, and I wanted to sing songs that could impact people's lives. And a couple of years after that happened, I got invited to sing at a church here in town, and 700-800 people, and I got up and sang, and the people went crazy. And I thought, I wonder if anybody's doing this. I wonder if anybody's thinking about doing country music in church. And so I made some phone calls, and we just started doing it. I was working for Kentwood Springwater at the time, and blew a disc in my back, had major back surgery, And I was down on my back and could have just gotten depressed, could have just reached down and just said life isn't worth it anymore. I'm young, I'm hurt, now I'll never be who I once was. Instead, I took that time and started honing my skill as a songwriter, and wrote some of the best songs I've ever written during that time. And so by the time I signed over the contract with Kentwood that they weren't responsible for me physically anymore, I signed it on a Friday, flew to Nashville, and signed a record deal Monday morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that, throughout that whole process, you're down and out, and all of a sudden, here comes the record labels.
Yep.
That had to have been a life-changing experience again.
It was, because what I did right before they came, I did a fundraiser. I raised $10,000. We had tremendous people, gave all kind of stuff away to auction, and we walked away with $10,000. I handed it to a producer. I cut a record, went to Crowley, Master Track. Bobby Terry played on everything. Matter of fact, Freddie Pate and Mike Birch played on it too. This is years ago. I cut an independent record with a guy, and I literally sold him out the trunk of my car. And I sold 10,000 pieces out the trunk of my car. We traveled.
What was the car?
Lincoln Town Car. That I didn't even have. My dad gave to me because we were poor. I was living on workman's comp, and I had back surgery and I was down. And I knew that if I ever had an opportunity, this was it. And so Daddy said, here's the keys to my car. It's got a lot of miles, but it runs great. Every tank of gas, you have to put a little water in it, but you're safe in it. And so me and Connie, the kids jumped in, and we traveled. I sang everywhere. And when young singers ask me now, how do I get started? I tell them, go sing anywhere and everywhere you can. Well, I had this CD that we had recorded, and I sold 10,000 CDs out the trunk of my car. So by the time Nashville came calling, they already knew that we were moving product. And to be honest with you, I really didn't need them because I already had a fan base and we were doing well. And so when I signed the deal, they just said, we'll take what you've got and we'll just magnify it 10 times. And that's how I got started. That was the first. I signed a 7-year record deal with them, and we cut four records with the greatest hits.
3 records with the mullet.
3 records with the mullet, baby. That's right.
I was looking at some old pictures of you the other day, and boy, you were rocking the mullet.
We all were. When I came out was when Alan Jackson and all them were hitting hard. We all came out. Me,
that was
Joe
just
Diffie,
long hair though.
Chestnut. We all had long hair. We were all rocking it. Tracy
you had a mullet. They were rocking long hair.
I had a good mullet.
It was glorious.
Back then, me and Tracy Lawrence kind of favored each other, and so. I've ridden first class because they thought I was Tracy. And I signed an autograph, Tracy Lawrence, one time. I kept telling them I'm not him. And they kept insisting that I was. So I said, all right, fine. So I went riding first class, and they said, can you have an autograph? I signed Tracy Lawrence. I said, I'm not him, but here, yes, you are.
And
yes, you are.
Okay. You're here.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're him. Start singing like Sticks and Stones to you. Like trying to seduce you. Here it is. Not Tracy Lawrence.
Not Tracy
Fuzzy's Country Corner will be right back.
RadioLouisiana.com.
You can take the house and everything in it. Keep the diamond ring, 'cause that's how I met it. Sticks and stones are all they ever were to me. This material life with all its value don't mean a thing to me without you. The love that we once had is all I need. So take everything we have if it makes you happy. But darling, let me say before I leave, these sticks and stones ain't all that makes us home. They don't have arms to hold you when love goes wrong. Sticks and stones may break me, but the words you said just tore my heart in two.
have a dime between us. You took my hand and said we don't need much, just as long as we're together, we would be fine. Now we've acquired all I thought would please you. I gave everything, you know that I could, and still you're telling me you're not satisfied. So take everything we have if it makes you happy. But darling, let me say before I leave, these sticks and stones ain't all that makes a home. They don't have arms to hold you when love goes wrong. Now you say we are through. These sticks and stones may break me, but the words you said just tore my heart in two. These sticks and stones may break me, but the words you said just tore my heart in two.
You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com.
There's a letter in a shoebox in a dresser she keeps locked, but she never read it all the way through. It was the last one he wrote her. She was sure it was over from all that he told her in the first line or two. He said times are hard now, got some things left to sort out, and a man and his freedom don't easily part. That's where she stopped reading. Her soul was bleeding, so she chose her weapon and went for his heart. With paper and pen, she got her last words in. I never loved you was a lie she wrote him. He couldn't believe the reply he received. What a sad tragedy for a good love to end. Who needs a knife when you can take someone's life with paper and pen? Well, they say he went crazy in just a few days. He got on that bottle and went out of his mind. To this day, she don't know. In the letter that he wrote, he asked for her hand in the very last line. With paper and pen, she got her last word.
listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner. That was Paper and Pen by my good friend, Mr. Blaine Roy. I'd like to thank Blaine for coming on the show. He was on the very first edition of Fuzzy's Country Corner. You can go check that out on YouTube. Shout out to our great sponsors, Julian's Po' Boys, live and local Acadiana.com, El Paso Mexican Grill, and Cowboys Nightclub. Shout out to my boy Donovan, because I know he tunes in every week, and thank you so much. Folks, if you haven't been by Cowboys, it is under new management, and it is that old home that we've all basically grown up on. It's definitely worth going out and checking out Cowboys again. If you've had some troubles in the past, go on and give them a shot again, because it's become that home away from home again, and I absolutely love it. So go check them out at Cowboys. Right now, we're going to get on to the pride of Kaplan, Louisiana. That's right. From one of his big old records, here's something called She Don't Know She's Beautiful. This was a #1 for Sammy Kershaw. You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com.
We go out to a party somewhere. The moment we walk in the door, people stop and everybody stares. She don't know what they're staring for. She don't know she's beautiful. Never crossed her mind. She don't know she's beautiful. No, she's not that she kind. Don't know she's beautiful. Though time and time I've told her so. There she goes, just walking down the street, and someone lets a whistle out. A girl like her, she just can't see what the fuss is all about. And she don't know she's beautiful. Never crossed her mind. She don't know she's beautiful. No, she's not that kind. She don't know she's beautiful. Though time and time I've told her so. Morning comes and her hair's all a mess. That's when she thinks she looks her worst. It's times like this she don't know why I can't take my eyes off her. 'Cause she don't know she's beautiful. Never crossed her mind. She don't know she's beautiful. No, she's not that she kind. She don't know she's beautiful. Though time and time I've told her she don't know she's beautiful. Never crossed her mind. She don't know she's beautiful. No, she's not that she kind. She don't know she's beautiful. Though time and time I've told her she don't know she's beautiful. Never crossed her mind. She don't know she's beautiful. No, she's not that
Back to Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com.
Mullets created some good music.
Oh, absolutely.
All those angry songs in the 90s, they had to have been angry when they looked in the mirror and saw that hairdo on their head. Good.
Oh my God. I did it for a long time. It was a blast. We had a blast. You know, people say back in the day, I didn't believe in when people said back in the day. I believe you live in the now, and you go and you work hard. And there's no regrets of what I did. I look back on my career, and I've been doing this for 30-something years. I look back and realize that I can't look back and say, I wish I would have slowed down enough to enjoy it. I did. Me and Connor would remind each other all the time, just enjoy where you're at, because you're going to wake up 5 years later and see where your career's going. Enjoy where you're at right now.
It's always a ride.
It is. It is.
You know, so you're living a life. You know, You've got a record deal.
Oh, yeah.
Big record deal. You know, you're in this Christian country world, and you know, recently we sat down and we talked with Jeff Dugan, and you know, Jeff was talking about, you know, his successes in there, and then he mentioned several times there was always Ken Holloway, and Tell us a little bit about the awards and about the accolades and about the traveling and the tour life of a Christian country singer around that time.
Fuzz, I was blessed because I crossed over. My music was crossing over in the country the whole time. So my shows. One weekend I was doing shows with Stephen Curtis Chapman. The next weekend I was doing with Shenandoah. The next weekend I was with Michael W. Smith, the Audio Adrenaline, Jars of Clay, and the weekend after I was doing a show with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. So I crossed over the whole time. I was always the guy in country music that wasn't a threat to them because I wasn't on the country label. And I remember a real famous country singer walks up one day and he said, "If you ever cross into the country market, we're gonna have some people out of work." And I said, "Man, let me tell you something. You and I've talked about this before. It's never been, some of those guys, they're competitive, and some of those guys want to get up and show each other up. It's never been that for me. And I guess maybe I got taught early in the music business, you just do what you do. Do what you do, be the best you can be, and don't worry about what everybody else does, because there's always somebody who's going to be better, always somebody's going to be louder, always somebody have a bigger range than you. You just go have the best range you can, you be the best tone singer you can, and you do what you do." And so I think I was taught early in the music business to just not worry about those things. I told a story the other day. Somebody asked me if, was I ever starstruck by anybody? By one person only.
Who was that?
Loretta Lynn. I got up at the Ryman. I sang and got a standing ovation. I went to sit down. She was sitting in front of us.
Did you have a mullet?
I probably still had it. It was probably a little bit shorter then, but it wasn't quite as long. And she walked up to me and grabbed me, beautiful as can be, as sweet as can be, and hugged me. And she said, "I'm a big fan of yours. I love your music, always have." And I'm thinking, wait a minute. I'm from Scott, Louisiana. You know me? You serious? This is Loretta Lynn, And so my tongue weighed about 4 pounds while she was trying to talk because I couldn't hardly talk. And she's the only one that really, it caught me off guard, because you just never know sometimes what you do. Who knows?
Fuzzy's Country Corner will be right back.
RadioLouisiana.com.
Johnny's daddy was taking him fishing when he was 8 years old. A little girl came through the front gate holding a fishing pole. His dad looked down and smiled, said, "We can't leave her behind. Son, I know you don't want her to go, but someday you'll change your mind." And Johnny said, "Take Jimmy Johnson, take Tommy Thompson, take my best friend Bo, take anybody that you want, as long as she don't go. Take any boy in the world. Daddy, please don't take the girl." Same old boy, same sweet girl, 10 years down the road. He held her tight and kissed her lips in front of the picture show. Stranger came and pulled a gun, grabbed her by the arm, said, "If you do what I tell you to, there won't be any harm." And Johnny said, "Take my money, take my wallet, take my credit cards. Here's a watch that my grandpa gave me. Here's a key to my car. Mister, give it a whirl. But please don't take the girl." boy, same sweet girl. 5 years down the road, there's gonna be a little one, and she says it's time to go. Doctor says the baby's fine, but you'll have to leave, 'cause his mama's fading fast. And Johnny hit his knees and there he prayed, take the very breath you gave me, take the heart from my chest. I'll gladly take her place if you'll let me. Make this my last request, take me out of this world. God, please don't take the girl. Johnny's daddy was taking him fishing when he was 8 years old.
You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner on
RadioLouisiana.com.
Drive around with the windows down, try not to fall apart. Well, the only thing that kept me sane was that song on the radio, and I still turn it up real loud every time I hear it now. There's a song for every moment that's happened in my life. Some are happy little memories, others always make me cry. And as the soundtrack keeps playing, life keeps rolling by. Lord knows I'd probably lose it if I didn't have the music. Here I am, leaving Louisiana, trying to find a bigger dream. Laying in bars, hoping the stars aren't too far around to reach. Trading LODs for gasoline, hanging on by a couple strings. Riding it down every mile I go, singing along this winding road. This song for every moment that's happened in my life. Some are happy little memories, others always make me cry. As the soundtrack keeps playing, life keeps rolling by.
Fuzzy's Country Corner. You're listening to RadioLouisiana.com. More coming up with Ken Holloway. What a great guy, right? I mean, just an incredible singer, and we'll hear him sing live on this show this evening. So check it out. Here's Steve Grzaffi. One Look from his current status record on Fuzzy's Country Corner.
The moment I laid eyes on her, I knew there was nothing that my poor heart could do. I'd heard about destiny, how some things were just meant to be. I never did believe in love at first sight, 'cause she made me a believer that night. And like a rock, I fell. Oh, it was serious, I could tell. About a 10 on the Richter scale, like an earthquake, my heart shook. With just one look, you can't fight it when it takes you by surprise. That's what it did when her image touched my eyes. All at once I just lost control. She lit a fire deep in my soul. I wasn't looking to find romance, but there it was in the midst of a glance. And like a rock, I fell. Oh, it was serious, I could tell. About a 10 on the Richter scale, like an earthquake, my heart shook. With just one look, I didn't think this could happen to me. And so unexpected, our eyes connected. The rest is history. Like a rock, I fell. Oh, it was serious, I could tell. About a 10 on the Richter scale, like an earthquake, my heart shook. And it was love with just one look. Just one look. Just one look.
Back to Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com.
What was it like standing in that circle on that stage?
You know what, Fuzz? I've never been nervous to play anywhere. I was taught early on that it's just a stage, and when you're on, it's yours. So if you're on for 30 minutes, it's your 30 minutes, you own it. So just get up and do your thing, get off, and be grateful you were able to. Until I stepped in that circle, and I was like, oh my God. And, you know, I had the free songs all over, and I wasn't nervous, but I sat and soaked it in for a minute because I thought, I don't know when I'll ever be able to do it again. And I was just grateful that the long journey I had from where I came from to where I was, I appreciate it.
What song did you do on the Opry?
I did a song called Dig That Hole. I did one. And I also did a song called, I think it was How Do I Forgive Myself? And hit the last note of it, and it was stupid. And I thought, wow, this is a dream come true, because I'm a country music fan first, you know, and to be able to play it, I set goals early on in my career, what I wanted to do. I wanted to be on national radio by the time I was 30. I was hoping for a #1 hit before I was 31 or 2. And so I just went to work, and I dug in my heels, and I knew what it would take. But I also knew the route I was taking in Christian music, it was kind of doing it the hard way. You know, you're rolling up your sleeve and you're going to work. You don't have access to some of the stuff that they had.
So you go out on the road, you know, you're booking these shows yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a family business at this point.
It is.
You know, you probably got some youngsters at home about this time.
Yep, the kids were young. It's the only life they ever knew. You know, I was going 200 days a year for, over 20 years. I averaged 120 shows a year, and it came out to about 200 days a year. And, you know, the first 11 to 12 years kind of said, I want to be a part of this. I want to go. I'll bring the kids, and we're going to do this as a family. And after about 11 to 12 years, she just said, you know, you don't sleep enough. And you know, you're doing a Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday morning, and Sunday night show almost every weekend. And
4 shows in a row like that, it's hard for an artist.
It's hard for an artist. It's hard to keep the energy that I wanted up.
How'd you do it?
I stayed in shape. I did. And Dustin Sonia, and I remember telling Dustin this when he was 17 years old. I said, if you don't stay in shape when you're touring, you're a fool. You better do something, because it will take its toll on you. And
I wish he'd have listened to you. I wish I'd have got that advice. I'm in shape. It's just round.
Fuzzy's Country Corner is brought to you by these local sponsors.
If you want Mexican food, you may want to find an El Paso Mexican Grill. So tasty, so authentic, with specials every Monday through Thursday and live music on the patio on Fridays and Saturdays. It's the best happy hour in Acadiana with 2-for-1 margaritas. Find a location today at elpasomex.com. That's elpasomex.com.
Cowboys.
Thursday night, live on the Cowboy stage, it's Hunter Corville. Ladies get in free till 10, get 3 free drinks until 11.
$10 can beer and wells till 10:30.
Friday night, live on the Cowboy stage, it's Hot Rockin' Zydeco with C. Drell Ballou live at Cowboy. Saturday night, get ready, cause country comes to town. Dustin Saunier and the Wanted return to Cowboys this Saturday night.
People like me, they give people like me a bad.
And Sunday, a very special no smoking show. Doors open at 3, the show starts at 4. Swamp Pop legends Willie T and Warren Storm live on the Cowboy stage this Sunday.
I don't want to know.
Take I-10 to exit 100 Ambassador Caffrey.
Cowboys, your country connection. Cowboys, your country connection. Cowboys.
Proper dress and valid ID required.
Are you looking for live music, events, and festivals in Louisiana? Then you're in the right place. It's all here at liveandlocalacadiana.com. All Louisiana, all the time. liveandlocalacadiana.com.
Catch Fuzzy's Country Corner right here on RadioLouisiana.com Thursday evenings from 5 to 7.
Join me every Thursday night right here on RadioLouisiana.com as we talk to country music's greatest artists. Who will we have next week? Keep checking online and we'll show you. RadioLouisiana.com.
Music submission should be sent to Fuzzy at RadioLouisiana.com.
I'm a honky-tonk ram, a riverboat gambler, a purveyor of rhythm and rhyme. I like a good-looking woman, domestic light beer, and a song played in 3/4 time. Old John Wayne movies, and trucks made in Detroit when it's still on the assembly lines. Yeah, this world's gone to hell, and it's too hard to tell who's wrong, 'cause ain't nobody right. So break out some Haggard and pour on some Jones, smoother than whiskey, cuts to the bone, with everyone lying, the only truth's in a song. So break out some Haggard and pour on some Jones. complaining or afraid of some changing, but I question the road that we're on. They're putting hip-hop in country for the love of the money, not caring they're killing the song. Well, I never stand in the way of a man making hay, but I think it's a hell of a thing when I see them shaking their hips and moving their lips without having a damn thing to say. So break out some Haggard and pour on some Jones. It's smoother than whiskey, it cuts to the bone. With everyone lying, the only truth's in a song. So break out some Haggard and pour on some Jones. Yeah, break out a little Merle Haggard and pour out a little bit for George Jones.
My good buddy, Mr. Wade Reeves and Haggard and Jones. You're at Fuzzy's Country Corner, brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub. Thank you so much to everybody who's tuning in and listening each and every week, and we appreciate all the shares on social media and on Facebook and all that great stuff. That's absolutely awesome. More to come next hour from Ken Holloway, our sit-down interview with Ken, and thank you so much to Ken and Miss Connie for inviting us in and coming on the show. We're going to find out a little bit more behind the song and the story next hour. Right now, our good friend, Mr. Jeff Dugan. And boys, you got to learn to dance on RadioLouisiana.com. You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner.
He was kind of shy, not much on talk, a little overweight with a clumsy walk, but he was light on his feet when he heard the beat. There were pretty boys peddling counterfeit charm, sitting on the bar stools, keeping them warm, thinking they were cool, thinking he was a fool. But when the music started and the girls lined up, they couldn't believe their eyes. He'd hold them in his arms, spin them like a top, every girl wanted a chance. He winked and smiled when the music stopped. You see, boys, you gotta learn to dance. Dance real fast, he could dance real slow. The boys got jealous when he held the girls close, but he just screamed, kinda rubbing it in. He can dance for miles, he can dance all night. He never danced with the same girl twice, so the boys got mad. They wondered what he had, but what he lacked in looks, he made up for when he got on the floor. He'd hold them in his arms, spin them like a top, every girl wanted a chance. He winked and smiled when the music stopped. He'd say, boys, you gotta learn to dance. He'd say, boys, your looks will only get you so far. If you can't dance when you get on the floor, the girls ain't gonna come back for more. Then the music started up again, and the girls were all over him. He'd hold them in his arms, spin them like a top, every girl wanted a chance. He winked and smiled when the music stopped. He said, boys, you gotta learn, boys, you gotta learn, boys, you gotta learn to dance. If you wanna take all the pretty girls home, boys, you gotta learn to dance.
Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com is written and produced by Jordan LaSalle in conjunction with Fuzzball Productions. The views and opinions of Fuzzy's Country Corner do not reflect on those of RadioLouisiana.com or this station.
Hour number 2 of Fuzzy's Country Corner coming to you from the Cowboys Nightclub Studios. Didn't that have a great ring to it? Maybe we can make it like that all the time, D. Hey, just throwing that out there. Go check them out. Cowboys Nightclub, Julian's Po' Boys, El Paso Mexican Grill, live and local, Acadiana.com. All of our great sponsors. More this hour with Ken Holloway. What a great interview from Ken. We learn all kinds of stuff, and we thank him so much for having us in his home and having come on our show. That is absolutely incredible. Everybody love everybody. That seems to be the theme for this week. Just everybody love everybody. If you don't love who you're around, get around some new people, because positivity is where it's at. And if you can't be positive, well, you might as well be a grumpy old man, but be a grumpy old man by yourself.
You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner on
RadioLouisiana.com.
Honey, I know our love's been shaky, and at times I know it's been an uphill climb, and we both stumble, 'cause it's been rocky, but I know I'll make it with your hand in mine. I'm still holding on to what lasts forever. I'm gonna lay our love that cornerstone. When the storm winds blow, won't let this old world drag us down. I ain't giving up ground, 'cause I'm still holding on. Lord, you know I'm not perfect, and at times you know it's hard to toe that line. And when I struggle with temptation, well, I know I'll make it with your hand in mine. I'm still holding on to what lasts forever. I'm gonna lay my life on that cornerstone. When the storm winds blow, won't let this old world drag us down. I ain't giving up ground, 'cause I'm still holding on. Still holding on to what lasts forever. I'm gonna lay my life on that cornerstone. When the storm winds blow, won't let this old world drag us down. I ain't giving up ground, 'cause I'm still holding on. I ain't giving up ground, 'cause I'm still holding on.
Ken Holloway, and I'm still holding on. Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com. Thank you so much for bringing us into your homes and your vehicles and just to be a part of your lives. It's just such a great honor, and thank you so much. If you want to hear your music, or you want to make a request, or hey, even if you want to advertise on the show, you can send an email to Fuzzy, F-U-Z-Z-Y, at RadioLouisiana.com. I'd like to send a shout out to this young lady. This song is at number 2 this week on the Texas Regional Radio Report. Here's Miss Kylie Fry featuring Randy Rogers. Something called Too Bad on Fuzzy's Country Corner.
Never said nothing about LA. Well, I got here on a hot day. Took a look around. Said, well, now nobody here looks like you anyway. Told me Ventura's the place, so I rented a place. Stuck a handful of flowers in a Goodwill vase. Said right out loud, girl, you're home. And this is what it feels like all alone. You ain't in this living room, asleep on the old green couch. You ain't in this kitchen, dragging all the dishes down. You won't ever walk this hall, never out of my heart after all. Too bad you're in my head.
You never said nothing about leaving. Now every Tuesday feels like leaving. Try not to think about it, talk about it. It's usually Friday before I'm feeling good enough to wander around town. Find nobody and just hang out now. But it's under my skin, keeps creeping in. It's haunting me, I still can't believe it. I ain't in this living room, sleep on the old green couch. And I ain't in this kitchen dragging all the dishes out. I ain't ever walked this hall, I never made this bed. Oh, I got you out of my heart after all. Too bad you're in my head. Oh, I could call.
Hey, I won't answer.
Is this all?
I think it is.
Well, then I know it is. We ain't in this living room, sleep on the old green couch. We ain't in this kitchen dragging all the dishes out. We won't ever walk this home, mess up this king-size bed.
I got you out of my heart after all. Too bad you're in
Oh,
my
I got you out of my heart after all. Too bad you're in my head.
You never said nothing about LA.
Country Corner Spotlight.
Looking at that feather tattoo is making me want to fly away with you. Somewhere far and somewhere new. Out of this bar and away from this crew. Ooh. Staring into those baby blues makes me as ice cold as your booze. Frozen in my seat, wanting you to come share your heat. Ooh. Baby, play that guitar for me and sing that song like it's history. I'll drift into a dream, the one that's playing in your melody. Baby, play that guitar for me and sing that song like it's history. I'll be up there in a few, but right now all I wanna hear is you. Light me up like that cigarette hanging on at the end of your lip. Addicted to every word you say, waiting around for my next fix. Baby, play that guitar for me and sing that song like it's history. I'll drift into a dream, the one that's playing in your melody. Baby, play that guitar for me and sing that song like it's history. I'll be up there in a few, but right now all I wanna hear is you. Why can't I tell you how I feel? It's been that way from the start. You're the only one
back to Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com.
So, Ken, you've been there. You've done that. You're enjoying your time in the later years now, as you've said. So, what does it take to do this thing called music for a living?
It's a lot of work, and I listened to your interview today, matter of fact, of Tony Ardoin, man. Just great interview. And Tony tells the story of how much work. This is a lot of work. And if people think that, being an overnight success, nobody's an overnight success. You got to pay your dues. And we were out there for 24 years for a living.
In 24 years, tell me the best moment, the fondest memory, 24 years.
I think for me was probably, and I know we've talked about this earlier, I'm not a big awards guy. I was up for 5 Grammys. I was up for 7 Dove Awards. I don't think I kept one of the, there's one up there, matter of fact, one of the nominations. But I think it was the award that I won, and my whole family was in the audience. That was something that I thought, you know what, because it's hard as a singer sometimes to get up and sing in front of your peers. It's hard when you've got a number 1 song and the guys with the number 2 and 3 song are sitting in the audience and looking at you and saying, I'm coming for you. It's hard to get up and be the best that you can be, but when your family's there, it's good. See my kids enjoy it, and that was a blessing to me.
So, with all these accolades and stuff that are there, you're not one for the awards. What was the most rewarding outside of that moment? What made you get up every day and say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these boots on. I'm going to slide this hat on, and I'm going to work.
I'll tell you what it was. I found a letter. I found a letter in a briefcase I hadn't read in, 15 years. The biggest song I ever had was a song called Don't Want to Go Alone. Don't Want to Go Alone, that record sold almost 400,000 pieces. One song of the year, one single of the year, was up for Dove, was up for Grammy, you name it, was up for everything. It was a song that we wrote about the night my life changed, the night I came in from Cowboys.
Cowboys is a proud sponsor of today's show.
I'm serious. It was I came in from a night at Cowboys, came in home, I've been drinking way too much, and Connie didn't meet me at the door this time and told me I shouldn't be out there doing that. Instead, she was in bed. I thought she was sleeping, and we got in bed and she rolled over and prayed out loud for me. Nobody had ever done that before, and just changed my life. And her prayer was, I don't want to go alone. I don't want to go to heaven without him. So that song was my biggest song. Stayed number 1 for, I want to say, 7 months. It was a record-breaking song.
Wow, that's big in Christian country.
Huge. And I was up against Charlie Daniels and Overstreet and all those guys. And so just a huge song. But I got a letter about a year after the song came out from a lady who said her husband was a terrible alcoholic, just a bad guy. Heard this song, made a total change in his life, and just straightened up, and he became the husband she always wanted to be. And he always wanted to sing, and he wanted to sing this song. And he's singing a little bitty church with all his biker friends in the audience, and he got up with his guitar and sang the song. When we got to the second chorus, had a massive heart attack and passed away right there.
Wow.
Right there in front of his friends. And she wrote me a 4-page letter, and it wasn't about I miss him. It wasn't about don't feel sorry for me. The letter was, thank you for recording a song that could change a man's life, that I finally had the husband I always wanted. That's why I put the boots and the hats on. That's why I wrote the songs I kept writing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah. We would hear stories like this all over the world. I was touring Europe. I was touring Canada. I was touring. I probably only didn't play 5 states in the United States. We played everywhere. I did with a band, without a band. We did a show in Germany with a Nashville band, and I did 14 encores, and I got up and said, I don't know any more country songs. That's all I know. I don't know what else to do.
This is what I got.
Yeah, it's all I know, And so we did all those things, and that's why I put the boots on, because I knew I knew there was somebody out there that a 3-minute song could change a person's
Fuzzy's
life.
Country Corner will be right back.
RadioLouisiana.com.
If you want Mexican food, you may want to find an El Paso Mexican Grill. So tasty, so authentic, with specials every Monday through Thursday and live music on the patio on Fridays and Saturdays. It's the best happy hour in Acadiana with 2-for-1 margaritas. Find a location today at elpasomex.com. That's elpasomex.com.
Cowboys.
Thursday night, live on the Cowboy stage, it's Hunter Corville. Ladies get in free till 10, get 3 free drinks until 11.
$10 can beer and Wells till 10:30.
Friday night, live on the Cowboy stage, it's Hot Rockin' Zydeco with Cedrell Ballou live at Cowboy. Saturday night, get ready, cause country comes to town. Dustin Saunier and the Wanted return to Cowboys this Saturday night.
People like me that give people like me a back.
And Sunday, a very special no smoking show. Doors open at 3, the show starts at 4. Swamp Pop legends Willie T and Warren Storm live on the Cowboy stage this Sunday.
I don't want to know.
Take I-10 to exit 100, Ambassador Caffrey.
Cowboys, your country connection. Cowboys, your country connection. Cowboys.
Proper dress and valid ID required.
Are you looking for live music, events, and festivals in Louisiana? Then you're in the right place. It's all here at liveandlocalacadiana.com. All Louisiana, all the time. liveandlocalacadiana.com.
Catch Fuzzy's Country Corner right here on RadioLouisiana.com Thursday evenings from 5 to 7.
Join me every Thursday night right here on RadioLouisiana.com as we talk to country music's greatest artists. Who will we have next week? Keep checking online and we'll show you. RadioLouisiana.com.
To advertise, send an email to info@RadioLouisiana.com.
Last night I met the daughter of the devil himself, and I woke up in her bed. Cheap motel and cheap perfume, must have lost my head. This time was the last time I swore on my way home. This time really was the very last time, 'cause this time you were gone. Was it the pleasure? I don't know. Was it the thrill, baby? Maybe so. Tell me who can say why I act this way? Maybe I'll never know. Was it worth the risk that I ran? Was it worth the ring on my left hand? Well, it was not worth what I put you through, and it wasn't worth losing you. I drove around all night thinking about you. What a fool I've been. The answers don't come easily, but the questions never end. Was it pleasure? I don't know. Was it the thrill? Baby, maybe so. Who can say why I act this way? Maybe I'll never know. Was it worth the risk that I ran? Was it worth the ring on my left hand? Well, it was not worth what I put you through, and it wasn't worth losing you. I've gotta find a way back to you. I can't go on like this. Maybe tomorrow I can search for the truth. Right now the question is, was it the pleasure? I don't know. Was it the thrill? Baby, maybe so. Who can say why I act this way? Maybe I'll never know. Now was it worth the risk that I ran? Was it worth the ring on my left hand? Well, it was not worth what I put you through, and it wasn't worth losing you.
RadioLouisiana.com. You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner. My name's Fuzzy. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And what a ride this has been. We're going to keep it going as long as you guys will have us, because this is just taking off. The social media response, you know, when something goes wrong on the show, so many messages and calls and text messages. We really, really appreciate it, folks. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you guys for just the support, because country music, real country music, has finally found a home. And it's right here on RadioLouisiana.com. Right now, they call him Le Boss. He is the master of the accordion, but he's got a country record out. How about that? Here's something from Wayne Toops. It's called A Good One. On Fuzzy's Country Corner, RadioLouisiana.com.
Single bars and blind dates, classifieds and Match.com. So many lonely people searching for true love. That one in a million can be so hard to find. Don't know why I couldn't see it when she was mine. 'Cause I had a good one, beautiful woman, with more love than I could imagine. Let it slip right through my hands, wasting time, never making plans, and losing her is my greatest loss. Even though I know she's better off with a new life that she's found. Next time I'll know what to do, should a good one come around. Oh, we could sit around and talk all day about what could have been, what should have been, but what gives me the most is I might not ever have the chance again. 'Cause I had a good one, beautiful woman, with more love than I could imagine. Let it slip right through my hands, wasting time, never making plans, and losing her is my greatest loss. Even though I know she's better off with a new life that she's found. Next time I'll know what to do, should a good one come around.
Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com.
So you talk about a 3-minute song that changes a person's life. What 3-minute song changed your life?
Don't want to go alone, because I think when you live the lines. When we wrote it, my producer and I wrote it, and we were in Nashville. I remember it was a rainy day. He had the patio door open. He had got woods, beautiful woods in the back of his apartment, and we were writing a song. And he said, "Tell me more about that night." And I would tell him. He said, "What about this?" And I kept writing and kept saying words, and he kept quoting things. And he just starts crying. He's on the patio and started crying. He said, "This is a love story." I said, "Brother, my wife prayed me in. Now we've been married 37 years now. We've been together since I'm 15 and she's 14. She was the one that changed it for me. And to write a song that reflected that on her, to honor her, and to become the biggest song I've ever done, it just don't get any better than that. And yes, she got all the royalty checks, and yes, she shopped and enjoyed it."
Yeah, of course she shopped. I'm sure you're wearing what she bought.
Absolutely.
So, as things go on, you hear more and more stories about these songs that affect people's lives. And did you ever feel the need to continue to write those songs?
You know what, Fuzzy? I got to a point where, I took a little time off. I took a few years off, and there's a couple of personal reasons why I did. One of them was when my dad found out he had stomach cancer, I wanted to spend as much time with him as I could. And so they were calling me to do dates and do all these things, and I just said, I want to spend time with my dad, and when he's gone, I don't want no regrets that I didn't. And so he made me a promise right before he passed away that he said, do me a favor. I said, "Well, you make me a promise. You're going to do country again, and you sing the songs that you do. Don't worry about what people think anymore. You can't save the world, and you can't fix everybody. Just do what you do." And so when he passed away, I made a promise that I would. So when we decided to really make the move to start doing some country stuff, the song "I'm Leaving" comes along and gets offered to me, and I never even heard of the song before. And they pitched it to me, and I was just such in an emotional state. I still wanted to honor my dad, but I knew I'm leaving. I'm known as a positive country singer. How can I cut a song called "I'm Leaving"? But once I listened to it, and once I realized that if all that song did was make a couple be aware of that, this relationship you've got is a two-way street, and give as much as you get. That was enough for me.
In the end, if you look at "I'm Leaving," it's really a positive thing.
And people, I knew I was gonna get ripped to shreds from some of the market. They just kept saying, "How can a guy who's based his career on positive stuff cut something like this?" And I just told them, "Look, man, I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this a long time. I don't just fly off a deep end and cut a song I don't believe in." One thing I did, you're emotional, you're trying to do the right thing and honor people. I've had a lot of fans follow me, buy a lot of my records, and come out to shows all over the world. And I always wanted to give back. That's just me. I always wanted to. So I decided when I'm leaving, I'm going to sign over every right to it. I don't want any rights to the song. I don't want to make any money in the song. I want to give it back to the fans. I'm going to cut 1,000 CDs, and we're going to throw them out to shows and give them away. And we'll ship them if they want them. And we printed 1,000 CDs, and we gave them away and threw them away. And people would call, and I would meet them down the road and give them 5 and 10 at a time. And little did I know it'd be the biggest country song I've ever had. So it's been a cool journey for us. It really has.
I remember the first time I heard "I'm Leaving," I'm like, "Oh, I know that voice. I know that's Ken Holloway." And earlier we were visiting out in the driveway, and I wasn't going to tell this story, but I have my own little Ken Holloway story. I was in Nashville, Tennessee, and some craziness happened in my life, and a very dear friend of mine turned me on to this song called "We Just Can't Be Friends Anymore." Oh, tell us a little bit about "We Just Can't Be Friends Anymore."
"We Can't Be Friends Anymore" was written, I got a call late one night by a good friend, and he said, "What do you do when you fall in love with your best friend?" And I said, I said, I'll tell you what. I'll call her. Why don't you go meet her? When she opens the door, just tell her this. We can't be friends anymore. And it came out of my mouth and thought, ooh.
Hey, that's a country song.
There's that songwriter thing in me again. And I'm telling you, I pulled out my guitar and it was just, Connie knows when I'm getting into a songwriting mood because I'll start humming in my sleep and I'll tap my toes while I'm sleeping because I get a melody in my head and I can't stop until the song's written. It was kind of one of those. And one of my favorite written songs, one of my favorite songs I've written because I think it's honest and I think a lot of guys don't say what they really like to say, and I think the song says it for them. And, we cut that record, and that song sat on country radio shelves for almost 5 years. And Stephanie Chris from 97.3 The Dog said, has anybody heard this song? And I said, Steph, nobody's even played the record. This is just a local record I recorded. And Steph said, Ken, this is a country music smash. And I said, Steph, I'd just be glad somebody around here would play it. And lo and behold, she talked about it. Eric White talked about it. Hoss talked about it. And it was kind of like they all, at the same time, started playing it. The song had been sitting on the shelf with dust on it for I don't know how long. Yeah.
I don't know what to say right now. I mean, for those of you who are listening, me and Ken had a conversation for an hour in his driveway, and it's just, I can't even describe it. Ken, do you still remember how to play that song? I have not heard this song or been able to sit through this song in 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
This song got me through a very rough time in my life. I would be honored if you played it right now on Fuzzy's Country Corner, RadioLouisiana.com.
Let's see if I can remember it. Here we go again. You need a friend, and that's why I'm here now. To dry all your tears and to calm your fears. By now, I should know how. 'Cause I'm the one you call when your heart's been broken too. But that's what friends are for. And if that's true, we just can't be friends anymore. 'Cause when I hold you in my arms, I'm sure that friends don't feel this way. And I can't hide it like before. So we just can't be friends anymore. You look so surprised to find that I could fall in love with you. But I only pray that you will say that you feel the same way too. Well, I might have crossed the line, and I know this may sound bad, but I hope this somehow changes what we had. We just can't be friends anymore. 'Cause when I hold you in my arms, I'm sure that friends shouldn't feel this way. And I can't hide it like before. So we just can't be friends anymore. I know you're scared, and part of me is too. But that Mr. Right you're looking for is right in front of you. We just can't be friends anymore. 'Cause when I hold you in my arms, I'm sure that friends shouldn't feel this way. And I can't hide it like before. So we just can't be friends anymore. No, we just can't be friends anymore. I don't wanna be just friends.
Oh, wow, that was a first. It's been, what's the date today? It's been 2 years, 4 months, and 8 days since I shed a tear over a song.
Really?
I just did. I had to catch myself like that. That was, Ken, that was for me. That was a time where I needed something positive, and it told the story of
Sure.
of where I was.
Right.
We just couldn't be friends anymore.
Right.
And come to find out, we couldn't be lovers either. But looking back on it, it was an interesting experience, and that song has always held a special place in my heart, and that's why you hear it on this show quite often. But I just kind of turn it down whenever it comes on, because how you have that one that you can't sit through.
Sure. I get it. We've Con and I's been married 37 years, and we've been through it, brother. We've had a tremendous marriage. I've had a tremendous career. But it hadn't come without its challenges, you know what I mean? And I remember sitting in our darkest hour. She had gotten a bad wreck, and had record labels offering me deals like crazy, offering a bunch of money, from RCA to Columbia to Lyric Street, and they all kept saying, we want to sign you to compete with Garth. And I said, I don't want to compete with Garth because he's already got one. And I don't want to compete. Garth is Garth, and I don't want to sound like him. I don't want to act like him. I want to do what I do. And they said, well, that's what we want. And kind of gets in this bad wreck and long recovery time, and it was just such a dark time in our lives. And sometimes a song would come on, and it would just give us a little bit of hope and a little bit of glimmer of hope. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, if I sign this record deal, I'll be going 300 days a year instead of 200, and I can't leave her. And I remember this. I was sitting, the vice president of Disney, sitting in his office in Nashville, and he said, Ken, we're going to make you a megastar. You've got everything we want. You came highly recommended by Aaron Tippin and Laura White and all them, and you're going to be the thing. And we got a publishing deal already in place for you. You'll make probably 6 figures writing. You're ready to go. I'm thinking, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
And so I said, what do I do about the wife who just got in a wreck and who needs me now? This was his response. He said, you'll make so much effing money, you'll hire somebody to take care of her. That's what his response was. And I said, you know what, man? I don't want the deal. I said, I've been with her since I'm 15 years old. In her darkest hour, she needs me right now. I'm going to walk away? No.
I'm going home.
I'm going home. And he said, we've got 300 other singers waiting behind you if you don't want it. I said, you can give it to all of them. I don't care. I'm going home to take care of my wife. He said, you're going to regret this for the rest of your life, that you turned down a deal of a lifetime. I said, I'll regret not taking care of my wife if I don't. I'm going home. And she don't even know this, but I remember getting in the truck to head back home, because I'd driven up there, taking my truck. And I got internal radio, and there was George Jones saying, walk through this world with me, go where I go. And I thought, okay, God, I hear you loud and clear. I went back home to take care of my wife.
Fuzzy's Country Corner will be right back.
RadioLouisiana.com.
Walk through this world with me, go where I go, share all my dreams with me, I need you so. In life we search and some of us find. I've looked for you a long, long time, and now that I found you, new horizons I see. Come take my hand and walk through this world with me. This world with me, go where I go, share all my dreams with me. I've searched for you so, and now that I've found you, new horizons I see. Come take my hand and walk through this world with me. Come take my hand and walk through this world with me.
Back to Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com.
Walk Through This World with Me just does it for me. And every time I sing it, that's why I don't sing it often live, because it just brings me back to the time of just, wow, I needed that.
So, Ken, recently, I guess it's been about a year. We got to participate in a show together. I was doing production for this big thing that a local radio station had put together. A bunch of country singers. Jeff Dugan, Dustin Saunier, Ashton Dupree.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when it was time for your set, you get up there and you're ready to just wow the crowd. You got a couple of cover tunes that real up tempo, some Mark Chestnut stuff. Love the Beaumont Boys and the Chestnut, Clay Walker, all of that. Boy, Gonna Get a Life was like my childhood. Anyways, so you're up there and you get to that first line of I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And the dance floor's packed.
Yeah.
Well, what was that like after all these years,
because you were running sound that night. You get to do I'm leaving, and you look up and you see people not just dancing, but you see the other, I have many hundreds of people there, the other half just standing there staring and just enjoying the moment, enjoying your gift. Because the truth was, while Ashton was back there and Jeff was playing, I was back there enjoying their gift. And I knew Dustin was coming off to me and I was going to enjoy his. But when you're playing and the people are really listening to the words, I'm a songwriter, so I want people to understand the lyrics. And they were getting it that night.
George Jones said, when you're happy, you listen to the melody, and when you're sad, you listen to the lyrics.
That's right.
I guess I'm just a sad guy.
That moment, they were doing both. And I just got to a point where I looked up and I saw a couple dancing. The man could really dance because my dad was a great dancer, my dad and my mom. People would sit and watch him dance. And I looked and thought, my dad should be here. And I just, for the first time in 30-something years of singing, tears falling, and how do you stop it? Because I'm not an emotional guy, and I'm not a guy, it's a business with me. You go do your show, you be a pro, you don't do the wrong things, you do the right things. And here I am up there doing everything I've been taught not to do. I'm crying on stage. And I just couldn't. And I turned and looked at Tony Ordway, and Tony's looking at me like, I feel you, brother, And I'll never forget, I looked over at one of the musicians, and they just looked at me like, I got you, Chevy. Chevy leaned over and said, I got you. And that's a moment that I'll just never forget, because I'm thinking, you got one generation up there singing, the next one behind them saying it's okay, because you got a lot of miles on you and you've got a lot of shows in you, and it's okay to get emotional every now and then. And I got off stage and I couldn't stop crying. And I walked by and Dustin's looking at me like, wait a minute, this ain't him, you know. He's not like this, you know. I walk out and they're outside and I just, you know, Blaine came meet me and he said, man, are you okay? And he said, I thought you started crying because you said I'm retiring after this. I said, hey, retiring?
Retirement? What's that?
I said, I just looked out for a moment and thought, wow, my dad should be dancing at this. And Blaine said he was. And those are the kind of moments that you remember in a career like I've had. I'm grateful that the radio station included me. I'm grateful that everybody that shows up, I'm grateful because I know how hard people work for their money to show up for a show, to come spend, drop $50 or $100, $200 in a night to come hear us. I'm grateful for it. And
that's a big statement. You know, so, you know, before we get to you performing your biggest country song, because you know, we can't get out of here with that. You know, you talk about the next generation. You know, I'm lucky. As being in that next generation, I've gotten to grow up around some incredible talent, just that really nourished the musical bug. What advice would you have going forward for a young musician today?
It's funny you say that because that same night Ashton Dupree opened, me and Jeff Dugan were standing next to each other outside, and Tony Ardoin leaned over to Ashton and he said, you're getting ready to see something you hadn't never seen in your life. You're getting ready to see two pros tear this place apart. And I've never, you know, Tony's a guy of few words, you know what I mean? He's such a respected musician and producer, but I look back and he said, Ken, they're getting ready to see something they've never seen before. Two of some of the best singers ever walked around here, getting ready to be on the same stage together. And Ashton walked over me and said, you know, Mr. Ken, what advice could you give? I said, see people like Tony, you get around them people and you soak everything that they've got, because there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. You know, there was some that reinvented it before me and Jeff did. And, you know, there's somebody always out there that's hungry. But you better roll up your sleeves because it's a lot of work. And being a local act is hard enough. Being a regional, national, or international is even harder because you get pulled by everyone. And you've got to surround yourself with great people. And you got to give the right to 2-3 people to just be honest, love you enough to be honest with you, to say, that don't sound good.
That's not it. That's not where it's at.
It's not where it's at. It's okay. Richard LaBeouf asked me one time, what was the best advice you can give me? I said, just because a song sounds good don't mean you can sing it well. It's got to fit. A song has to fit. Just because it's a great song don't mean it's going to fit you. It's got to fit. You know, I can sing Travis Tritt stuff all day long. I can sing Jones, Conway. I can sing all the stuff I want to. But if I'm going to cut something on the radio, I want to cut something that sounds like me. I don't want to cut something that I don't want to sound like anybody else. And one thing I've worked my whole career for, Fuzzy, was when they turned on the radio and I came on, I wanted somebody to say, I know who that is. And I tell the young singers this all the time. Don't try to sound like somebody else. They already had one. Let somebody else to eventually try to sound like you.
That's solid advice.
Yeah.
Real veteran speech right there.
White hair and all, brother.
I wasn't going to say anything about the white hair. So I've been asking everybody this, and, you know, every week I've gotten a very interesting answer, you know, like, especially from Blaine Roy, who was like, you know, this guy was one of the most underrated singers, but, you know, Haggard or Jones?
Jones, all day long. For me, the reason I say it so much was it's what I grew up on. Jones and Vern Gosling, you know, the magazines the stories that were written about me in Nashville was if Jones and Vern Gosling ever had a son, it would have been me. I'm like, what? And well, that meant something to me because that's two of my greatest vocal heroes. I love Haggard. I think he's one of the most complete musicians ever walked the planet. Tremendous songwriter, tremendous talent. For me, Jones, Vern Gosling, all day long. It's just. We talked about it earlier. Ford, Chevrolet, Dodge. It's your taste. You know, you're talking about Blaine Roy. I don't know how to say this other than, when I get included in something like what we did for that big show, Fuzz, there's so much talent around here. From Blaine to Freddie Pate to Dustin to Tony, all those guys, Sal Melanson, Jeff Dugan, the young ones, Ashton Dupree, so many great, Charlie Rivers. I can go down the list of so many great singers around here. It's a hotbed of great country singers that just because country's not in the forefront of right here in Louisiana as much because Zydeco is so popular, we may have some of the best pool of talent maybe ever in Louisiana right now. And
that's no understatement there.
Tony Bruce, Tammy Lynn, just go down the list.
Kip Saunier, oh my God, Kip Saunier.
Yeah. Keith Blair. There's just so many. And I tell people all the time, man, I was a fan long before I got behind a microphone. I was raised on this. Listen, I was in the first grade at Elio Judice Scott, and the teacher said, What do you want to be when you grow up? And everybody wanted to be a cop and a fireman. I stood up and said a country singer. And they all looked at me like I was crazy, other than one kid in my first grade class called Keith Richard, who plays drums. And Keith turned around and gave me that little nod like, that's right.
Yeah.
This is all I've ever wanted to do. So I was a fan long before I did this. And so I love going and listening to the Blaine Roys and just sitting and listening. The other night when Dustin played, we went and listened. I didn't want to sing. I wanted to just enjoy the moment.
I wanted you to sing though. I'm lucky though. I get like this own little private concert with all of you out there listening. Ken, again, I go back to that night at Evangeline Downs, and the first time that I heard your cut of "I'm Leaving," I heard it on the Dog, and I'll give Jude and Stephanie a shout out. I was like, oh, that's Ken Holloway.
Yeah.
And then, to be honest with you, I didn't hear it again until that night. And I watched, you say hundreds and hundreds of people. It was probably about 1,500 people.
It was a lot of people.
There was 1,500 people in between me and you. I was in the back of the room. You were up there on stage, and there was a connection from the front to the back. And it was really, really magical. And I would be totally honored if you would play that song for us here live on Fuzzy's Country Corner, RadioLouisiana.com.
Absolutely. As we passed in the hall, she said we need to talk. I can't go on like this another day. I froze in my tracks and the chill ran up my back, 'cause I knew what she was gonna say. She said there's someone else and I've kept it to myself, but I can't keep these feelings locked inside. And I need to tell you this, it's one of your old friends, one you haven't talked to in a while. She said I'm leaving, and there's nothing you can do. I said I had a feeling you'd found somebody new. I bet I can guess his name, but it's so hard to believe. She said you're not even close, it's someone you don't know. I'm leaving you for me. I just stood there at a loss for words, trying to catch my breath, 'cause I knew it was old when she said I'm leaving, and there's nothing you can do. I said I had a feeling you'd found somebody new. I bet I can guess his name, but it's so hard to believe. She said, you're not even close. It's someone you don't know. I'm leaving you for me. She said, you're not even close. It's someone you don't know. I'm leaving you for me.
Yeah, Ken Holloway, and I'm leaving right there on Fuzzy's Country Corner. Whew, got the frissons, like they call that in South Louisiana. Boy, that man good right there. Ken, thank you so much for doing the show, man.
Thank you for having me. I sure appreciate it, brother.
Is there anybody that you'd like to send a shout out to or anything while you have the stage?
Shout out to everybody who's ever bought a record, listened to the song, got on Facebook, showed up to a show, family, friends. Could have never done it without with the fan base I've got. They've been incredible. I want to thank each and every one of them, from Europe to Canada, all over the United States. Love each and every one of you.
Well, Ken, we love you, and thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. I sure appreciate it.
Fuzzy's Country Corner is brought to you by these local sponsors.
If you want Mexican food, you may want to find an El Paso Mexican Grill. So tasty, so authentic, with specials every Monday through Thursday and live music on the patio on Fridays and Saturdays. It's the best happy hour in Acadiana with 2-for-1 margaritas. Find a location today at elpasomex.com. That's elpasomex.com.
Cowboys.
Thursday night, live on the Cowboy stage, it's Hunter Corville. Ladies get in free till 10, get 3 free drinks until 11.
$10 can beer and wells till 10:30.
Friday night, live on the Cowboy stage, it's Hot Rockin' Zydeco with C. Drell Ballou live at Cowboy. Saturday night, get ready, cause country comes to town. Dustin Saunier and the Wanted return to Cowboys this Saturday night.
People like me that give people like me a back.
And Sunday, a very special no smoking show. Doors open at 3, the show starts at 4. Swamp Pop legends Willie T and Warren Storm live on the Cowboy stage this Sunday.
I don't want to know.
Take I-10 to exit 100, Ambassador Caffrey.
Cowboys, your country connection. Cowboys, your country connection. Cowboys.
Proper dress and valid ID required.
Well, folks, another week, another episode in the books. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for tuning in. Some words of wisdom. Hold the ones you love close because you aren't promised tomorrow, and don't take life too seriously because nobody gets out alive. It's a thing. My name's Fuzzy saying good night. God bless, and we'll catch you next week right here on Fuzzy's Country Corner, RadioLouisiana.com.
Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com is written and produced by Jordan LaSalle in conjunction with Fuzzball Productions. The views and opinions of Fuzzy's Country Corner do not reflect on those of RadioLouisiana.com or this station.